But it's 72 degrees inside the air-conditioned comfort of Lone Depot Park. But Yuri Perez looking to crank it up here in Miami today. Nice to see Yuri back on the mound, piggybacking Sandy, who was brilliant last night. Let's see if the Marlins can win the series. StatCast is powered by Google Cloud. Let's remind you of Yuri's arsenal this year.
Yeah, let's remind you. Hopefully you haven't forgotten. We hope you haven't. But the four-seamer will be utilized a lot, and it's going to sit around 97, 98 miles an hour. With sliders, he used that well in Toronto that last outing. Notice the slider, hitters are hitting 160 against it. See some sweepers, a few changeups, the sinker and the curveball. So back out there on the mound, and I think one of the things Clayton was talking about before the game is you see the difference in the two pitches. There's the hard stuff, the four-seam and the sinker. Changeup's been really good. The fact that it was a slight hamstring injury, it allowed Yuri to play a little catch and keep the arm okay. So it wasn't an arm-related injury that shut him down completely.
Well, we saw the velocity on his heater. It is one of the most daunting in baseball. There's a look at Yuri's numbers this season, making his 13th start of the year today, and his second career start against the Texas Rangers, who are 38-41, but 2.5 games out of first. In the American League West, a little weak. Rangers starting lineup brought to you by FPL. Peterson, Langford, Young, Nimmo, Berger, Duran, Osuna, Diaz, Lopez. This one much more reminiscent of the Rangers Game 1 victory on Monday, the 4-3 one-run win over Miami.
Well, let's check out the defense behind Yuri this afternoon in this 12-10 start. Burt in left field, Jacob Marcy, Owen Casey filling out the outfield. Leo Jimenez gets the start today at third base. Otto and X up the middle. Kyle Stowers is at first base, and Brian Navarreto behind the plate.
Norby, Ruiz, Sanoja, or Joe Mack, but Joe will join us on the telecast downstairs on headset later today. Look at the big old smile on the face of Brian Navarreto. He draws the assignment behind the plate today. Got some sparkly new catcher's gear. He is ready to lead Yuri Perez and the Marlins this afternoon. Thanks for joining us on Marlins.tv, wherever you might be, however you might be joining us today. Yuri's first pitch back. How about a changeup out of the gates for ball one on Jock Peterson, who was 3 for 5 with a homer in game 2 and 5 for 9 in the series.
Well, he is a first pitch fastball hitter.
And Yuri said, take this. Now he tries his hand with a fastball, and it dots the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Yuri back after he was on the 15-day IL with a right gracilis strain. Asked Clayton about that last week when we were on the road in Philadelphia. He told me, you know how your appendix is kind of useless? Well, the muscle that Yuri kind of pulled was kind of useless, and it was a matter of, is it going to be 2 months? Is it going to be 2 weeks? But as soon as he is healthy, they really didn't have to worry about it, and he is back ahead of schedule, which is nice.
That is really good, yeah. I think there was a little concern when it first happened.
Very much so, especially when we saw the pain on his face in that dugout in Toronto. He kicks and fires a 1-2, and Peterson lays off a sinker. Jock Peterson hitting .242, hit his 10th home run of the season last night. He has faced Yuri before. That was last year, 0 for 2 against him. This is a slimmed-down version of Jock this year as he pops this one up. How about an early opportunity potentially for Brian Navarreto? Heck, he's basically standing at third, and Leo Jimenez will take care of that for out number 1.
Yeah, long way for Leo Jimenez to go because he was playing well off the line with Peterson, the hitter.
Brian was like, these old man legs feel pretty good. I'm going to get down there and see if I can snag this thing.
The greatest part about Brian Navarreto is all the years he spent in professional baseball, but very few at the major league level. He appreciates being here, and he is loved by his teammates.
When he finally decides to hang him up one day, he will have a job in 30 organizations if he wants it, because he is a really terrific defensive catcher.
But I think if it's offered by the Marlins, he'll take that job.
I would agree with you as well. He is forever indebted to the Marlins. Gave him his opportunity in 2020. We saw him a little bit last year. In fact, he had a big hit last year for the Marlins against the Rangers when we were in Arlington. One of the few teams that he's faced in his career. So really cool opportunity for Brian today. The 2-0 to Wyatt Langford is a comebacker right back to Uri. And an underhand toss to first gets Wyatt 2 away.
That's a great pitch because Langford 2-0. He's certainly geared up for a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. And in that particular case, Uri didn't have to throw a great slider, just a slider. And he threw a slider, and you saw how Langford was fooled.
2 up and 2 down for Uri on 8 pitches here in the top of the first. Marlins improved to 41 and 39 last night. There is Josh Young, the third baseman, batting .300 on the year for Texas. I woke up this morning and I was perusing the standings in Major League Baseball. In the National League, the National League East race right now is the closest amongst the 3 divisions. Who would have thought that about a month ago, the way the Braves were rolling? Phillies are playing better. Braves have kind of hit the skids a little bit. Marlins are starting to creep up 8 back.
Nationals have kind of evened out,
yeah.
Winning and losing. Yeah.
Had that bad loss last night at home. They coughed up a big lead in the 9th inning, the Philly. 2-0 to Young. Inside for ball 3.
Would the Phillies get 8 runs in the 9th?
I think that's what we heard.
Yeah.
You know, these 2 teams, the Marlins and the Rangers, are 2 of the very best in baseball in terms of when they score first, they're very good at holding on to leads. That was not the case last night, though. The Rangers did strike first, but the Marlins completed their 15th comeback win of the season. Uri's 3-0 is right there for a strike on Young.
See if Uri can come back after falling behind 3-0. Saw Clayton. Clayton said, looking at, possibly 65 pitches, hopefully 5 innings.
Back fast.
You had a great way to describe it because this would have been a bullpen game had not Uri come back. So with Uri going 65 pitches, maybe 5 innings, what did you call it?
Sounds like a bullpen game on steroids. 3-2. Bouncer to third. It hits off the heel of Jimenez's glove. He comes up firing to first. They got him. They still got him. What a play by Leo Jimenez. And we'll see if that does indeed retire the side or if the Rangers want to take a look at this. Still waiting. Still waiting. And the Rangers say play on. That's a nice play by Leo Jimenez to help get Uri through the top of the first. Due up here in the bottom of the first. Edwards, Lopez, and Stowers. We'll see if the Marlins can get to DeGrom when we return. Gord DeGrom's on the mound. The lineup that he will face for the Marlins is as follows. Brought to you by Winter, Hoffman, Gregg, and Garcia. Edwards, Lopez, Stowers, Hernandez, Conine, Marcy, Casey, Jimenez, and Navarreto. And the 38-year-old right-hander and the former Stetson Hatter. Jacob DeGrom on the mound today. Xavier Edwards 2 for 4 in Game 2. He was 4 for 7 in the series with a triple as he hits that fastball in the air to left center. Osuna is going back shy of the track with room. He's got it 1 away.
Yeah, the numbers on Jacob DeGrom this year, making his 16th start, was 2-1 with a 1.35 ERA in April. Got off to a good start. Here's a 38-year-old still ranks in the top 3 in fastball velocity. Hall of Fame, we'll talk about that. Do you think he belongs? Lifetime ERA 2.62. Believe it or not, 4 years in Texas.
Former Rookie of the Year with the Mets in 2014, who took him in the 9th round in 2010. When he was in college, he was a shortstop for Stetson.
Yeah, he was a Hatter shortstop.
Crazy, isn't he? Here's Otto Lopez, collected his 32nd multi-hit game of the year last night. DeGrom won the Cy Young in 2018 and again in 2019. Just recently turned 38 the last time that he pitched, and he's in the midst of a 5-year, $185 million deal that'll run through next year with a mutual option for 2028. Five-time All-Star. Twice led the league in strikeouts. He's got his swing and miss stuff this year. 2-2.
Yeah, the fastball is still live. He still likes to work it away, use the slider. You know, predominantly you'll see fastballs and sliders. He'll mix in some changeups to the left-handers. A lot of left-handers in the lineup today.
He'd love to strike out Otto Lopez, but Lopez has 43 two-strike hits this season, batting nearly 300 with 2 strikes on him. Did he get another? Yes, he did.
Base hit number 106.
Tick, 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 tick.
And the
tick,
meter
tick.
keeps on ticking. Fastball kind of moved in a little bit. Otto didn't hit it all that well, but it's amazing. Base hit. Remember, he had 2 infield base hits last night.
Well, Lopez now 5 for 9 in the series. Stowers is batting, facing Jacob deGrom for the first time in his career. So too are all of the Marlins in the starting lineup today. Stowers 2 for 9 with a couple of doubles against Texas this week. deGrom earned his 100th career win earlier this month on June 1st facing the Cardinals. And he has seen plenty of these Marlins over the years. 10 wins, 9 losses, a 2.91 ERA, and 27 career starts against Miami.
But not these Marlins.
Not these fish. Some of these boys for the Marlins, these young bucks are like, who's this old guy? What's... If you don't look at the back of his baseball card, maybe he won't intimidate you all that much. Born June 19th of 1988 in DeLand, the home of Nick Fortes. Long hole. And Stowers strikes out on a slider. First of the day for deGrom, the 99th of his season.
Well, that's that vintage Jacob deGrom slider. The Rangers are happy to see him healthy. He was last year. He made 30 starts for Texas last year, but the previous 2 seasons, 23 and 24, a combined just 9 starts. So they're happy to see him healthy.
There's Heriberto Hernandez, who hit a frozen rope to center field last night for his 8th home run of the year. Marlins starting to slug more here in June, which has been really encouraging to see. 26 home runs through 20 games this month for the Marlins, who remain baseball's hottest team here in June. On the corner, no challenge by Burt, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Hernandez 2 for 3, couple of runs scored, a double, a homer. That's a really good night last night. Hit a homer, hit a double, so a couple of extra base hits with a couple of runs scored and a walk as well. So also displaying some patience at the plate.
How about a June OPS of 994?
Is that good?
Yeah, that's real good.
Went fishing for that high heater, 1 and 2.
So was that 98-mile-an-hour fastball.
38-year-old deGrom facing the 26-year-old right-handed hitting Heriberto Hernandez, who's actually been, but he's got the reverse splits. He's been better against righties this season. Burt has than lefties. 1-2. Check to swing. Umpiring assignments this afternoon. That was Alex Tosi at first. James Jean is behind the plate. Jansen Visconti's at third. Corey Blazer, your crew chief, in second. And that is Clayton McCullough. Hoping for a very fun summer here in Miami, and they're off to a good start as Hernandez takes a slider low and away for ball 3.
Yeah, Clayton certainly wants to take care of business today against the Texas Rangers because he knows the upcoming road trip is not going to be an easy one. Got the 3 games in St. Louis. They've been playing extremely well, then 4 in Colorado, then off to Sacramento.
It's a long road trip. Check swing dribbler to the right side. Lopez has got it. Throws out Hernandez, and the side is retired. And the Marlins can't do anything with the Lopez single here in the first. Town, USA. Such a lovely city. Brandon Nimmo leads off the 2nd inning for the Rangers. He homered last night to snap a 21-game homerless drought. He sits safely in 7 straight and over a 7-game hitting streak for Nimmo, hitting well over 400. In fact, it's actually closer to 450. It'll be nice to see him leave town because he's kind of tormenting Miami. 5 for 8 in the series, a double, a triple, a homer. He's hit for the cycle in the series, and he's had some success in his career against Uri. 3 for 5 with a homer against him.
Yeah, it kind of started before he got here because he's got that 7-game streak on right now.
His 50 hits on the road, the most among all American League hitters this year. Here's your matchup number. Nimmo career-wise versus Uri. We've been there a couple of times now. Really don't have a real good take on the new ballpark in Arlington, although it's very big. The ball will fly, but if you pitch well, you know, you get some balls some guys think probably should be out, like we saw over the years here that land on the warning track. So kind of an interesting place to go.
I think he's gone with 3 changeups in a row to Nimmo.
I think he could sneak a high piece of cheese by him here.
There are those career numbers against the Fish. Look at that, 18 home runs.
Let's keep it that way. It's darn near a full season. Well, he tried to throw a fastball by him, but he overcooked it. You know, Lone Depot Park's the hardest place to hit a homer in baseball this year?
You know, that doesn't surprise me.
Would Fenway Park being second on the list surprise you?
Yeah.
Nimmo's testing the limits here, but that falls into the left of Marcy on the warning track. One away here in the second. Hey, the ultimate goal of an MLB fan, that is seeing it all. The MLB Journey to 30 sweepstakes presented by T-Mobile is the ultimate bucket list. Enter now for your chance to win trips to all 30 ballparks. MLB.com/journey to 30 sweeps. It's a bucket list item for many fathers and sons and moms and daughters that love baseball. Maybe the daughters love softball. They just love playing. Can you find a way to make it to all 30 ballparks? Had an opportunity to see Jake Berger yesterday. Happy to be back home. Admitted it feels a little weird. By the way, new ballpark for me on the upcoming road trip. Going to Sacramento, AAA ballpark.
Yeah, that'll
ball flies there. No problem hitting homers
there. You hear all
there.
kinds of things about where they're playing in Sacramento.
Now, was that ballpark around when you were playing? Around or left side?
If it was, I didn't play there. How about this play? How about the start of it?
Oh, whoa.
If he gets Berger right here, that'll be the second outstanding play, and this one's going to be reviewed by the Rangers. Not sure he did.
Certainly safe. Little hiccup, little mix-up there for Alex Tosi, our first base umpire. Our challenge is brought to you by Werner Hoffman, Greg, and Garcia. This is the only game currently in progress in Major League Baseball. I happen to think that they might render a verdict fairly early here.
And Jake Berger and Kyle Stowers chatting down at first base, and they both know that call is going to be overturned.
Here comes your overturn.
Call in the field is overturned. The runner is safe. Texas will retain their challenge.
Rangers thought about challenging that play in the first. They do challenge this one. An infield single for Berger. That's his first hit of the game. Rangers' first hit of the ball game, and for Berger, his first hit in the series. I'm sorry, did you answer my question? Did you play in Sacramento?
I did not.
No, okay. There's Ezekiel Duran. The funny part about that ballpark now, it hosts the AAA San Francisco Giants ball club. You know, the Giants and the A's for all those years. It was the clash of the Bay Area. So the big league athletics play there, and when they're not there, the AAA Giants play.
So there's a lot of baseball. That infield is going to get a lot of work.
Soft bouncer to short. Lopez with an underhand feed to second for one. The turn at first not in time. See if the Marlins want to take a closer look at this play. That was kind of close at first. That was a firm shovel pass by Otto.
Yeah, Otto gets kind of in between, and it is close, but Duran beat it. Yeah, sometimes there's the shuffle. We saw one from further away last night where I thought it would have been better for him just to get up and give a quick little toss overhand.
There's Alejandro Osuna, the left fielder. He was in left in game 1. He was in right field in game 2. Keep an eye on Duran. He can run.
Yeah, I'm thinking of some of the cities when I was in the California League. That was A-ball at the time. There was Fresno, was probably the closest to Sacramento. San Jose, Salinas.
Okay.
But not Sacramento.
All right. Another bluff at first by Duran, who gets really far off the bag, and they got him. And now Duran is saying, no, he didn't get me. Boy, these two teams are giving Alex Tosi, our first base umpire, a real workout.
How about the close calls he has had at first base already? And we're not even through 2 innings. Travis Jankowski, first base coach, he immediately pointed to the dugout.
Another challenge brought to you by Werner Hoffman, Greg, and Garcia.
What keeps him from getting picked is where he goes, the hand.
Ooh, hot.
That's close. So that's a lot closer than I thought.
And keep in mind, the call on the field is out.
He goes to the very corner of the bag. And by the time Kyle sweeps back with that tag, I think the hand's on the bag.
I know we always remind our audience of this, but number one, there's components to this. Number one, he was ruled out, so you need sufficient evidence to overturn it. Number two, New York is going to be able to sync up a multitude of looks to try to definitively determine when the hand hits the bag. When it did, was it prior to the tag? My initial inclination, this one could be hard to overturn. Wouldn't that be something to see Brian Navarretto account for an assist and a pickoff?
I mean, if he doesn't get the pickoff, it's a heads-up play and a great throw. And the same for Leo Jimenez on the infield base hit of Jake Berger. He didn't get the out, but again, a great attempt.
I think DeGrom's ready to come back out. The longer these start to go, the more you start to feel like it's going to stand. You think the hand got in there, though? You think it did? Can I sway you? Can I talk you out of it?
No, I don't think he got in. I think it'll stand.
And he's out.
But yeah. It's going to be a tough one to overturn. It's taking a long time. And as you said, just one game going on in the major leagues right now.
And you can see
so all eyes are on this one.
Yeah, you can see the war room there in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Tell you, I thought the first base umpire, Alex Tosi, is in terrific position. He's on it. There's the tag. Is the hand. Boy, the more I look at it, the more I think it's going to get confirmed.
After review, the call to the stands. The runner's out. Texas will lose our challenge.
It does stand. It is a pickoff. It ends the inning. And we are scoreless after 1.5. By Major League Baseball, no score after an inning and a half. Brian Navarretto with a pickoff. And the top of the second, Griffin Conine leading things off. He is 0 for 6 in his return to the major leagues. And a very tough assignment to draw here today with Mr. DeGrom on the mound. How about the Rangers in this series entering today? Their starting pitchers had worked 3 innings. Their relievers had worked 14.
Yeah, they had the opener.
And if DeGrom only goes 3 innings today, Skip Schumacher's going to have a real issue, and the Marlins might really be in business. Did Conine hold his swing? He did.
So he's seen 3 sliders in a row from DeGrom.
97 miles an hour, the average velocity on that fastball, 3rd highest in baseball this season. And he strikes out Conine with 4 consecutive sliders, and DeGrom's got his second punch out of the day.
How about the Texas defense for this game this afternoon with Osuna, Langford, and Nimmo? Josh Young, Duran, and Lopez up the middle. Jake Berger at first base, and Diaz behind the plate.
Here's Jacob Marcy. He gets fooled by a changeup. Marcy led off for the Marlins last night. He was on base a couple more times. He drew an 0 for 3, so now 0 for 7 in the series, but he did walk twice. Gave himself an opportunity to score.
All of a sudden, with the lefties, you're seeing more sliders. That's what Griffin Conine saw, and a couple of changeups now to Jacob Marcy.
Can't believe he hasn't thrown a fastball yet here in the inning. Still hasn't. DeGrom's a wily vet too. He might not throw a fastball again. He might just stick with that slider or changeup. Get one of these young bucks. Slider bounced to first. Berger will take it to the bag himself. 2 up and 2 down. 4 in a row retired by DeGrom. Let's get you a quick word from FPL.
At FPL, our teams are working every day because reliability isn't an option, it's a commitment. FPL, working for you every single day.
2 out, no score. Bottom 2. Conine strikes out. Marcy grounds out. See Marcy with his hand. He's like, slider after slider after slider. What's he doing? Probably telling Pedro, what'd you tell me before the game?
Another slider. That was a curveball. He throws a few of those, but not many. Hey, we're going to talk to Joe Mack, bottom of the 3rd inning.
He's actually watching on Marlins.tv on the iPad right now, just getting tuned up and preparing himself for whatever we may be asking. What a treat it's been to watch him since his debut.
You know, with Owen Casey in the lineup, it got me thinking. Owen's 23. We mentioned DeGrom 38. So in DeGrom's ERA title season, one of his Cy Young seasons, Owen Casey was a 15-year-old, probably, you know, maybe checking in on baseball while he was up in Canada.
DeGrom could have been his favorite player and constantly playing with him on video games when he was with the Mets. Well, if he enjoyed watching Jacob DeGrom in 2015, that's when the Mets went to the World Series, so maybe he watched them all summer and into the fall. DeGrom and the Mets fell to the Kansas City Royals in 2015. It was a year after the Giants beat the Royals in Kansas City. Casey wastes that one foul.
It's interesting because the Marlins the other night, when they saw Rocker, they got slidered to death. But it was a different type slider, a little bit slower, not as sharp and hard biting down and in as DeGrom's is.
The one thing that TV channels that had covered DeGrom for years, whether it was SNY or the Rangers, now they always show the ball comes out of the same arm slot for DeGrom. He makes you look so silly, and we just pointed out his fastball velocity is the 3rd best in baseball. It comes out of the same slot every time, and you just don't know what you're going to get, which makes it all the more impressive when these guys do make contact against the ground. And Casey cannot there. He's underneath that fastball, and DeGrom's got 3 strikeouts through 2 scoreless.
Southeastern University. I'm familiar with this guy, Brian Navarretto. Interesting, Kyle, you made the comment earlier about potentially Navarretto becoming a coach. I asked him that in the clubhouse yesterday. He said that whenever his career is over, he would absolutely love to do that. He said that in Puerto Rico, when he goes home in the offseason, he's just simply looking for a field to help kids learn how to catch. So I think you're on to something there. Although I will say Sandy Leon is a name that came up in our conversation, guys. I mean, he's been catching 14 years. Now he's a young guy. I still think he has a ways to go. Back to you.
I think you're right. He better be careful. He's got such a cerebral baseball mind. He's gonna end up managing a team one day if he doesn't watch out. He's a treat to be around. Navarretto, great guy. I think Sandy Leon recently got released or DFA'd by the Braves as Alejandro Osuna flies this to the left side of the infield for Otto Lopez. And now a message for all of you from Doral Kia.
Take advantage of a pricito now on all of your favorite new Kia models. Like a new Kia K5, Sportage, Sorento, Soul, and more.
Marlins improved to an MLB best 15-5 in June. They now lead Major League Baseball with 27 home wins, trying to make it 28 here today. Here's Diaz. He was smoking the ball in game 1 as he cues that fastball foul.
That was good four-seamer, and the other thing Yuri's done today is use that changeup very well, just to keep the Ranger hitters off balance a little bit.
You know, Yuri saw what we always happen to think is his big bro Sandy used that changeup a little bit last night en route to becoming Miami's all-time strikeout leader Tuesday. We lost in the shuffle of some of Sandy's terrific night last night is just the role he's been on, and I think you mentioned it, Hud, at the end of the ball game. This is 5th straight call that he started, his 12th of the season. And Sandy's start last night, it was his 5th straight win for Miami. So when he's been starting, they've been winning, and the Marlins are hoping to continue that with Yuri on the mound today. Marlins looking to secure their 5th straight home series win.
It would have made it a little tough for Clayton McCullough with the bullpen, maybe not completely 100% with everybody,
right,
had Sandy only gone 2 or 3 innings.
Right.
So it was a big help for Clayton.
Hit softly out to second for Edwards. 2 out. Well, make sure you don't miss a moment this season with Marlins.tv, brought to you by Werner Hoffman, Greg, and Garcia. You can stream the entire season within Marlins territory. Watch games at home or on the go. Stay connected all year long. Visit Marlins.tv for details and get yourself a ton of exclusive content. On the road with Kelly Sacco, talking with Jeremy Taché, and doing a deep dive with Marlins Radio's very own Jack McMullen. Two outs here in the third, no balls and a strike to count on Nicky Lopez, who draws his 3rd straight assignment at second. Left-handed hitting second baseman for Texas. So far so good for Yuri. Even more encouraging over the years, he has sometimes struggled with his command. So coming off the injured list after nearly a month, it's been very fun to watch Yuri be very effective as he cocks and fires a 1-1 sinker that misses downstairs. Lopez batting .290 on the season, 1 for 7 in the series. He's 0 for 3 last night in the Marlins' 6-4 win over the Rangers. Two.
Lopez trying to give a couple of souvenirs to some of the campers that are here.
Not many brought their gloves, so they're gonna have to catch them barehanded. That little girl might be doing her homework. Another 2-2 and another foul ball. That one reached the sweet level, and some just can't take the noise. Happy Wednesday. In fact, Yuri just had a hard time hearing the pitch count. That clips Perez's glove, and it get just enough of that glove that it rolled softly to second. It's an infield base hit for Lopez.
Man, you see it so often. It's an instinctive thing. You can't fault the pitcher. Of course, Yuri with that 6'8" wingspan. This ball's going to be caught if he doesn't deflect it, but it turns out being an infield base hit. But he's just trying to make the play. He knows he can reach, just couldn't reach far enough.
Two-out infield single, and here is Peterson who takes ball one inside. That'll make Yuri throw a few more pitches here in the third. But again, so far so good. So first time through the order for Yuri. No strikeouts. A couple of singles, but no walks. Peterson popped out to Jimenez to start the game. There's a strike. I'm going to say this without looking, but Jock Peterson strikes me as a guy that'll never challenge. He's kind of an old head. Just kind of goes up there. Meh.
Okay.
All right, that's fine.
It is what it is.
Right, I'll figure it out. Runner goes. Here's the throw down to second. He's got a great arm, and he's safe.
Got a great arm, but he got a really good jump.
Fourth stolen base of the season for Lopez. But the Marlins want to take a look.
Yeah, we'll get another look. He got up, fired, quick pop time, and a perfect throw from Brian Navarreto.
Really close. Challenge brought to you by Warner Hoffman, Greg and Garcia. Another. The throw was on the money.
Got him.
Oh, yeah.
Got him.
Caught stealing.
As former Marlins Kevin Millar would say, got him.
Marlins are walking off the field. Looks like Lopez may have been caught stealing. James Jean, the home plate umpire, saying, "Whoa, boys, hold on just a minute."
Yeah, it is
Easy, boys.
unusual to see the ball club. Most of them come all the way off the field. They saw the replay on the big screen.
There's a congregation at third. Now Lopez is kind of walking out towards Lopez, who he tagged out. It's about 15 minutes shy of the next game starting in Major League Baseball. And the Marlins are walking off the field.
After review, the call of the field is overturned. The runner is out. Miami will be taking the challenge.
And a caught stealing by Brian Navarreto ends the top of the third. No score after 2.5. When we come back, the ever vivacious Joe Mack will join us right here on Marlins.tv. For active Mike is the vivacious Joe Mack. Joe, it is Kyle and Tommy. How you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing great, guys. Glad to be here.
What'd you have for breakfast?
We start off easy.
Yeah, no, this is great. I had a nice sandwich, and then I had 2 chocolate chip pancakes. So it was really good. And then I had some fruits, some kiwi, some strawberries.
That'll make the dietitian happy. There you go, Joe.
Got to get that in when you can. So
how'd it feel hitting your first homer last night?
it was good. It was awesome. Great feeling. I definitely was looking forward to that, and been wanting that for ever since I got here. So just to get the first one out of the way at home feels great, and in front of the fans was awesome. So it was a cool experience.
Little chopper hit softly to shortstop for Duran, who throws out Jimenez for the first out.
Also, Joe, how was it the moment handling Sandy last night, knowing what was ahead when the game started? If you got the 4 strikeouts, how was that last night?
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, I didn't even know until like the 2nd or 3rd inning, and Anthony came up to me, our ball boy, and he was like, "Hey, like I'm gonna need the 3rd and 4th strikeout," and I was like, "What? Why?" and he explained to me, and I was like, "Oh, that makes sense." So I had it in my mind ever since he told me. So yeah, it was cool to go out there and watch him do his thing and see him get those strikeouts and become the all-time franchise leader on that, and then also one-upped himself on that and became the all-time leader for wins at the Lone Depot Stadium. So that's also really cool. Both of them were awesome to accomplish in one night.
Joe, Brian Navarreto's batting. You're 23. He's 31. He's got a decade plus of experience in professional baseball. I've always thought highly of him and his resilience to keep at this as he strikes out. But I'd love to know what maybe you've learned from Brian in the time you've been around him.
I've learned a lot. I mean, he's taught me a lot about, you know, the catching position and also how to handle yourself as a professional. You know, the little things matter. You know, making sure you're taking care of your body, making sure you're prepping, making sure that you're getting with your pitchers when you need to, and, you know, just having, like, from him, I mean, he's great vibes. You know, he's just a guy that you love to have in your clubhouse, and just brings the mood up and always is just looking for something to be smiling about. So, you know, kind of take that from him as well, and it's just he's a great guy, a great influence, and great teammate.
Joe, with the success you've had defensively and offensively, what's been the hardest part early on now in your career to adjust to?
I mean, I think right now, so far it's been the hitting for sure. You know, these guys, they have a good game plan against you. They have all the notes that they could possibly have. So, you know, it's just kind of figuring out how they're going to pitch to you and pitch against you, and, you know, going out there and trying to counteract that and, you know, go on and make your own plan.
Well, Joe, that was too quick, but it was a lot of fun. We'll do it again soon, my friend. Best of luck the rest of the way. It's been fun to watch you through your first 38 Major League games.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Joe.
That was Joe Mack. We are scoreless as we go to the fourth. No scores. We begin the top of the fourth inning. Scoreboard brought to you by FPL. Marlins Rangers. Game 3, a rubber match. 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, kids. I thought that would have come and gone by now. One time through the order has come and gone for Yuri. He's allowed 2 hits, but he's faced the minimum through 3. And Peterson leads things off. He was at the plate when Nicky Lopez was caught stealing to retire the side in the top of the third.
How about the impact that Brian Navarrete had on this game? A pickoff of a runner at first and threw a runner out at second.
Wouldn't you know? Well, he has dialed in that gear perfectly, too, matching the home whites with the Caliente red and Miami blue. If he was catching with that stuff in AAA, he looked slick. Now, the jumbo shrimp actually have very similar colors.
Yes, they do, yeah.
I love it. Peterson grounds one up the middle. It avoids the bag, but not Otto. And there's one away. Wyatt Langford coming to the plate. He's a former Florida Gator. So why not tell you about another as we take a look at our MLB news and notes. Jack Caglione hit a pair of homers last night. He's got 6 in his last 5 games. And in the month of June, he's got 9 homers and a .373 batting average.
Yeah, Kansas City Royals fans are happy when he gets hot.
Langford pummels this to deep left center field. Forget it. 1-0 Texas. Langford with his 7th of the season. Man, I didn't think it was an awful slider either. I guess he went down and got it.
Yeah, the Marlins have held him pretty well this series. That's only his 2nd hit in the series. But he made an impact with that one. A slider, it was out over the plate. Talked about those strongly forearms he has. He was able to get those into this slider.
I thought it was down enough, huh? Man.
Yeah, it was down, but he got the extension.
Yeah.
And the way you saw him swing at that pitch, he might have been looking for it too.
Misses with a sinker on Young. This thing got out of here in a hurry, and it went a long, long way.
Yeah, Jacob Marcy 3 or 4 steps and then just pulled back.
That was 437, and the young man up there on the second terrace whiffed on it.
Hit 22 last year.
Got to come down with that, kids, if we're up there. Got to come down with it. Yeah, he can hit homers as Young hits a changeup foul. So 1-0 lead for the Rangers and Jacob deGrom. Young grounded out in the first. I think Josh Young's probably headed towards an all-star appearance. He's had a great year. But he takes strike 3 right there. 98 right by him.
but he is 0 for 11 in this series.
First strikeout of the day for Yuri. Well, the Seattle Mariners are coming to town, and the series will take place from July 7th through the 9th. Go to marlins.com/tickets for more information. But throughout that series, get yourself the 2 for $25 package. Get 2 tickets, 2 12-ounce canned beers for just $25, or the 4 for $44 offer as well for tickets, hot dogs, popcorn, and drink choices.
See J-Rod, Rosarena, the big dumper.
And an embarrassment of riches with the starting pitching staff. They have so many guys, they just piggyback them. How about that? They take turns piggybacking a 6-man rotation. Nimmo bounces that to second with a solo shot by Wyatt Langford has staked the Rangers to a 1-0 lead. He is an all-star. Go to MLB.com/all-star game. Learn more. Vote 5 times a day. Lopez has the lone hit for the Marlins here today. It's a first inning single to right.
They hit it on a fastball coming into this inning. DeGrom has thrown 25 sliders. There's another one.
Here's our youth player of the game today, Isaac. His favorite Marlin is Otto. Isaac wants to play baseball or soccer when he grows up. And he loves to focus on his baseball skills. He loves practicing. Perfect practice makes perfect. Slider misses.
Unless you're Allen Iverson.
What's that?
Unless you're Allen Iverson.
Oh, yeah.
Practice. Talking about practice.
When he's at the dais. That fastball just missed. Oh, James Jean. I love when he umpires because I tell you, he does not miss often. That was 98 with run coming back towards the outside corner. And he appropriately said that would be ball 3. No challenge because it just did miss. 3-1 is ball 4. Leadoff walk issued to Otto Lopez here in the 4th. So there's one active current Marlin hitter that's ever faced the ground before. That would be Esteury Ruiz. The only other Marlin that's ever faced him before? How about Sandy Alcantara? Go back into the archives. In 2019, he hit an RBI double off the ground.
Rake is Sandy. I guarantee he remembers that too. He smoked that ball.
Look at young Sandy. I know he's down there watching. Congratulations again, Sandy. Stowers lifts this in the air. This is twisting down the left field line and foul.
By the way, home plate umpire James Jean, a graduate of Palm Beach Gardens High School.
Really?
Up where Pavin Smith. We just saw Pavin Smith with the Diamondbacks.
James is doing it right. He's got the hard protective cap to go along with the mask. Too many old timers who are going with the soft cap, getting their coconut whacked around a little. Very good umpire. Very, very good. Always enjoy when James is with us. See if the Marlins can do something with the leadoff walk. Now, DeGrom's always been a guy that doesn't hold runners great either because it takes him a little bit longer with that extension to get downhill.
Yeah, it does. I think if Otto gets the opportunity. The other thing I was thinking about too here now, second time around, guys who've never faced him are getting a little better idea what the slider does, what the fastball does.
Dropped him to a knee. Yeah, you're right. Second time through. And again, as we pointed out, Hutton, as I just mentioned, the only active hitter that has ever faced the ground before is Esteury Ruiz, who's on the bench. So, you know, one time through, I don't know if you can adjust that quickly, but I guess it helps to see it a little bit. Stowers takes ball 2. There's Esteury. He's probably teaching some of these guys everything they need to know about facing DeGrom. Were you able in your career to adjust quickly after seeing a pitcher for the first time?
It helped a little bit.
Did it? Stowers waves and misses at a slider. That is strikeout number 5 for DeGrom and the 103rd of his season.
Yeah, he's just going to that out pitch. He's used it a lot tonight. The difference back then, before you had iPads and everything in the dugout, you a lot of times would talk, as an example, and Owen Casey would talk to Kyle Stowers because they're both left-handed hitters. You know, how much that ball moved. Did you pick it up?
Heriberto Hernandez with a fly ball to left field. Just a touch off the end of the bat because he had a pretty good wave at that heater. And that is a place where Hernandez can smash baseballs. That was an elevated fastball that he has gone upstairs before and got those.
Yeah, that's just one he just got under a little bit.
Well, DeGrom will allow homers too. He's already allowed 15 home runs this year, allowed 26 last year. He's coming off kind of a rotten first inning in his last start. Even though he won it, he allowed 5 runs in the first inning to the Padres. 2 outs after the leadoff walk. Here's Griffin Conine.
He had all those close games as a member of the Mets. He had 52 starts where he's allowed 1 or fewer runs without getting the win. And then he won a game last time out when he gave up 6 runs. He didn't know how to act.
He struggled a little bit on the road this year, almost a 5 ERA. That is ripped into right field. That's going to go all the way to the wall. Lopez is hustling. Nimmo's going to have to go retrieve it. He plays it in. Here comes Lopez. And he scores standing up with a 2-out RBI double off the bat of Griffin Conine. His first hit in his return from the injured list.
You knew it was coming because it's going to take a little while for Griffin to get the timing and everything just right. But he timed this up just right. He saw a lot of sliders at first AB. This one stayed up for him, and he smokes it down the right field line. It doesn't get stuck. If it gets stuck, the Marlins don't score the run. But because it stayed right on the wall, that allowed Otto to score. If it had come back to the right fielder, Nimmo, come back to him a little bit more, they may have had a play.
Because it was hit so hard, if that did carry him back to Nimmo, I'm not sure Lopez would have even got the send.
Yeah.
Second double of the season for Griff, and now Jacob Marcy lifts one to left center, sending Langford back. He's got it, and the inning is over. But a 2-out RBI double from Conine has tied this game at 1. Throughout Florida and through the Marlins Foundation and Florida Sports Foundation. You can learn more at playinflorida.com/Marlins. See some Marlins license plates on the road. Jake Berger leads things off. Anyway, I was saying earlier, had an opportunity to go down to the Rangers clubhouse yesterday, visited with Skip and Jake. Top of the 5th inning scoreboard brought to you by WHG. Even just chatting with Jake for a couple of minutes. I asked him how his wife Ashlyn was doing, his daughter Penelope, and their son. Everybody's good. You could still tell how much that 2023 run meant to Jake, and just a little odd to come back. He said, even though I wasn't here long, so many amazing memories.
Yeah, some great memories, some great moments, and he's a great man. He's a terrific family man, solid hitter. Boy, you look at the 24 season, 29 home runs for Jake Berger that year for the Marlins.
I believe he's the only active major league player, and then you see his career numbers with the Marlins. He and his wife Ashlyn, and it's a thankless job. I believe he's the only active major leaguer that has a child who has Down syndrome, and they have taken that, they have run with it. It is a thankless job, and I believe they have the Berger Family Foundation for advocacy, and if you know the Bergers at all, they couldn't have signed up quicker for that to give that kid an unbelievable life, which is really terrific. As that bunt lands foul, Navarreto couldn't find it at first.
This guy's had a nice run with the Texas Rangers. 5 years in Texas. Can play all over.
Oh. Knocked him off the plate. You do that 0-2. Now you come back with a slider and strike him out.
Yeah, but if you come back with it, you want to miss with it.
The slider?
Off the plate.
Off the plate.
Yeah.
Get him to go fishing?
Yeah.
Came back with a fastball.
He just came back with 97.
Figured we'd try this one more time.
I know that there's a little bit of activity in the bullpen, but Clayton, I'm sure, would love to see Yuri get through this inning, this 5th inning.
Kingan Fauché loosening. His pitch count at 61. And the 1-2 1-out offering hit foul. Let's see. Ozuna, Diaz, Lopez, bottom of the order. Make sure you stay tuned, by the way, till the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Celsius Energy Drinks. RBA Craig Minervini production downstairs. So you really want to stay tuned. You never know. Feels like he's just setting up one of these sliders here at some point. Maybe a changeup. Will he go with 4 straight fastballs? No. Oh, he laid off.
That was the pitch. That was a
That's
good pitch. That's just a good take by Duran.
Yuri knows it. He had that little smirk. Like, you dog. He's got a wad of bubble gum in his mouth, which is better than the Jazz Chisholm Jr. lollipops in recent days. So 4 consecutive 4-seam heaters, then he goes sweeper slider. And Ozuna's getting a good look at all of this transpiring in the on-deck circle. 3-2. Went fishing for it. And he pops it into the seats foul. Nice catch. All right, let's take a look at this afternoon's Toyota trend, and we are looking at the best starts to a month through the first 20 games of a month in franchise history. Marlins could make some more history today. We saw Sandy make franchise history last night. Trying to improve to 16-5 here in the month of June is Miami. It's a foul ball.
Well, Duran is hanging in there. I talked about him playing all over. He played third, second, short, some first, a little bit in left or right.
This is not a bad thing today, but I'd like to run this across your docket. What do you make of Yuri only getting 4 swings and misses this afternoon?
You know, this is a tough lineup, number one. You got to factor that in. I like the fact that he's given up just 1 run. You know, I'm not all enthralled that you have to get swings and misses. I mean, it's nice to see the strikeout, and normally he gets that. Yuri's fastball has a tendency to be straight, a little more straight when he throws that 4-seamer. So he's not going to get as many swings and misses compared to a guy who has movement, more movement on the fastball.
That was pitch 11 to Duran. I think he might knock Yuri out of this game after this at bat,
yeah,
regardless of if it's positive or negative. This is going to be an interesting decision for Clayton McCullough. That was Yuri's 68th pitch. Duran pops out to first. There's 2 away here in the 5th. And do you let him try to get 1 more out? I don't think so. And he's telling him, you're done. Well, Yuri is back way ahead of schedule. Otto Lopez just sprinted in to chat with this big, tall, lanky starter. And I think, all things considered, a terrific afternoon for Yuri.
Absolutely. In talking to Clayton before the game, he was thinking 65 pitches. He got 68. He was hoping 5 innings. He got 4 2/3. So all in all, I think a terrific outing for Yuri. Build on that. Look forward to his next start.
From Perez to King, and we will be right back. Marlins baseball with a season ticket membership. Exclusive events, player access, and savings on tickets, merch and concessions. Learn more at marlins.com/members. I would say, even if you didn't get any of that as a part of your package, how about get some season tickets to come out here and just watch some good baseball, man. These boys are playing well. And there are some great perks and benefits. Nice day for Yuri in his return to the major leagues. Spent nearly a month on the injured list, and John King takes over, facing the left-handed hitting Osuna.
Yeah, facing the ball club that drafted him back in 2017, the 10th round out of the University of Houston. And pitched parts of 4 seasons with the Rangers.
Yep.
So they're familiar with John King.
I think it's safe to say he has been the Marlins' best offseason acquisition, start to finish.
Quietly, he has put together some really nice numbers, and he gives Clayton some very nice options out of the bullpen.
Really nice. We will be in Houston following the All-Star break, so John King, I don't know if he's going home necessarily, but back to his old stomping grounds a little bit. Grew up in Laredo, Texas. 2-2. It's a soft liner in the center and a base hit for Osuna with 2 outs. So now the Rangers have a hit in every inning except the first. They get the homer in the 4th from Langford.
You and I talked about this last night. One guy that's impressed us in this series has been Alejandro Osuna. It's his 4th hit. 4 for 9 in the series.
He's a sharp ball player. Does all the little things well, always hustling. There's Elias Diaz. So a right-handed assignment now for the lefty King. Diaz lined out back in the 3rd. We are in the 5th of a 1-1 game. Missed outside, 2 balls, no strikes. King last pitched in that 2-1 victory over the Giants. That was, I guess that was Sunday now. I have lost track of all the days. Diaz hits a high chopper to 3rd. Not a problem for Leo Jimenez, and John King works around the 2-out single here in the 5th.
Watching his buddy have a meal. Oh my gosh, look at him take down that hot dog. The Marlins right now are looking for, not the dog that ate the hot dog, they're looking for that 4-legged friend right behind. In fact, on social media they posted, Kyle, that whoever owns the dog, let the Marlins know they would like to reward the dog with a dream day at the ballpark. So if you're watching out there and you came to Bark at the Park night, please let us know here. We would love to at least get a hot dog for your friend.
If that is your dog, if that is your 4-legged friend, please reach out. There's a wanted poster out there and of the good variety. Owen Casey leads off the last of the 5th. Count level at a ball and a strike. Casey's 0 for 1. That missed outside.
Well, we've talked about the productive June that Owen Casey has had. 14 RBIs, 4 home runs, 14 RBIs.
Swung right through a fastball there.
And he's done a good job with men on base. Of his 9 home runs, 1 has been a 3-run shot. He's hit 4 2-run homers and 4 solo shots.
He's also hanging out in the top 10 among qualified National League rookies, right? So, I mean, if he continues to play well, if he continues to perform well, you know, September 1st rolls around, you continue to look at those as like, hey, this guy one of the better rookies in the National League this year. You don't know. 3-2. That is ripped on a line in a right.
If you notice, better swings off the slider from the left-handers. Second time around, that was a slider. Owen Casey with a solid swing.
Second consecutive inning, the Marlins have had the leadoff man aboard. Second time today, they cashed in the leadoff walk by Lopez in the 4th.
Doesn't always translate this way, but if I were to say 80 RBIs for a rookie, that'd be pretty good. And Owen Casey's halfway there, at the halfway point.
I think if you also take into consideration all the adjustments that he has needed to make, as Leo Jimenez swings and misses. What do I mean by that? There's been so much swing and miss in his game, Hut. If he continues to work at this, and at the end of the year, he's got 80 RBIs, and like he's making adjustments and like making progress, that's a great year for a guy like that, I think. Jimenez waits on an 0-1. Misses low. Again, James Jean, I can't get enough of this guy. He has been fabulous behind the plate. He doesn't miss. Leo Jimenez making his 14th start of the season at third base today. Remember when they optioned Graham Pauley, who wasn't performing well? They wanted to give Leo a little bit more run. They have a little bit. Still trying to get some production and value out of that third base position here in Miami. Good eye there.
Yeah, I think you see good takes, a little better takes, because guys have come around now second time and seen that slider.
Checked his swing. Count is full. Is there any situation here where you would trust Jimenez enough to put the ball in play?
It's tough when you have a strikeout pitcher out there to send Owen Casey, but I would roll the dice and say yes, put a little pressure on the Rangers.
I would too, because the Marlins have shown a willingness to be very aggressive all year. And there he goes, and there's ball 4. Well, Brian Navarreto coming to the plate with 2 on and nobody out in a 1-1 game here in the bottom of the 5th. Remember what happened last September? Remember, Brian Navarreto made his Major League debut in August of 2020. In last September, 1,837 days after his last Major League at bat, he went deep for the first time in his career, and it was such a great moment. It was a blowout. Phillies ran away with it, and he couldn't get enough of it.
And his teammates loved it. I'm looking for a bunt here. I don't know how often he's ever had to drop down a sacrifice, but you need one right here. Beautiful, beautiful. When you play all those games in the minor leagues, over 760 games in the minor leagues, this is his 11th as a major leaguer. You've learned how to do a little bit of everything. He's had a nice impact on this game already.
Yes, he has. He's done everything well. They were practicing their bunting yesterday. They have cones out there, and they're using those cones to almost show these are the lanes you want to bunt in. And everybody was getting involved.
See, between those cones, you want to keep it between the cone and near the foul line if you're going to third. If you're going, there's a perfect one right there.
So a sac bunt by Navarreto. Here is Edwards. Let's see what Skip wants to do here. He actually has his infield playing halfway. Young is in at third. I'm a little surprised they're not in more.
Me too.
A chopper is going to lead to the go-ahead run, you'd think. Now the other question here, would you be careful pitching to Edwards? Even though Lopez is on deck, the one thing Otto Lopez has done a lot this year is hit the ball on the ground.
Now, if I'm Jacob deGrom, I don't want to put a runner on, even though first base is open.
By the way, on the sac bunt by Navarreto, it had shades of that Javi Baez and Chicago play written all over it. Remember when Javi was backing up and the Pirates started throwing the ball away, and he went all the way to third and a run scored? Two one. 3-1. I think they might.
Good take on that changeup. Anthony Bender's ready. He's just kind of surveying things, getting loose.
Changeup, and it's full.
Tell you, the pitch, whatever pitch deGrom feels he can get a strikeout here with Xavier, that's the pitch he's going to throw. The way things have gone for him, I would surmise a slider.
Hopefully he hangs it. DeGrom at 74 pitches, in trouble here in the 5th. 2nd and 3rd with 1 out in a 1-1 game. The infield all the way in. 3-2 coming. Here it is. And Edwards carves it foul.
And it was the slider.
Will he throw it again?
It wasn't his best.
Well, Skip Schumacher knows about Xavier Edwards' ability to just put the ball in play. Edwards lines it into right field for a base hit. Casey scores easily. It's 2-1. Jimenez stops at 3rd. An RBI single for Xavier Edwards.
He just wasn't going to give in and give him a fastball. He went slider, then he went changeup. And X had seen some changeups earlier in the at-bat and had a couple of good takes. Had a great swing at this changeup from Jacob DeGrom.
That is so good, huh? Those are the at-bats and these are the innings which about a month ago, to be very honest with you, made me a believer in this team. They just do everything. They do everything a little above average. They're pesky. They make you sweat. They make you work for everything. That travels well. Big road trip coming up. This is the type of baseball that travels well.
Because you're not going to rely solely on the long ball. And I think you put that together with the starting pitching the way it's been and the welcoming back of Yuri Perez, as we saw today. Getting him back in the rotation.
Making a believer out of me. Marlins are off in St. Louis tomorrow, which means a trip to the Budweiser factory and then a trip to the Hill for dinner. Maybe a little bocce to boot. And we'll see you from Busch Stadium the 3rd Friday night. St. Louis a little bit more abuzz this year. Cardinals playing well. So here's Lopez, your Major League Baseball hits leader. And that base hit by Edwards necessitated a visit from Jordan Teagues, the pitching coach, maybe just to give him a little breather and figure out, well, the guy that's got the most hits in baseball, how are we going to prevent another right here? .463 double play. That's going to end.
Back going, and guys, hopefully we see Graham come back to the big leagues in the short term, but doing good things right now in Jacksonville. He's worked so hard down there, and again, hopefully makes it back to the bigs. Back to you.
At some point, Craig, thank you so much. We'll check in with you again shortly. Top of the 6th inning scoreboard brought to you by Werner Hoffman, Greg and Garcia. Marlins leading the Rangers now 2-1 after the RBI single from Edwards in the bottom of the 5th. So John King took over for Yuri. Justin Foscue is pinch hitting here to begin the 6th inning. This is the Nicky Lopez spot. So Skip Schumacher wanted his right-handed stick to face the lefty King. King will probably get Foscue and Peterson, and then the right-handed hitting Langford would probably face Bender, who continues to loosen. Foscue rips that on a line to left, backpedaling Hernandez, and he makes a chest-high grab for out number 1. Foscue's first action in the series, hit it hard, but right at Heriberto, 1 up and 1 down.
Yeah, anytime you get that out, you'll certainly take it, even though he had a good swing.
What do you think? Last batter for King, then you go to Bender to get the righty.
Yeah, then you get a couple of really good righties in Langford and Young. Which all goes back to the state of the bullpen being in good shape because of Sandy being able to take the game into the 7th inning last night.
Fairbanks got some work in the 9th inning last night. He was very frustrated. We saw him on camera after the game, very frustrated after his outing. I say that because I'm sure he's available. He didn't even throw 20 pitches. With the off day tomorrow, you can blow it out today to make sure you get this series win and enjoy a happy flight. Obviously, that's the goal. Oh, Peterson thought about maybe dropping down a bunt for a hit, but now he's behind in the count, 1-2. I've never understood that in a 1-1 count. You're basically hoping he doesn't throw a strike, and now you're behind 1-2, and a very tough guy to get a hit off of. Unless he was legitimately thinking about dropping down a bunt for a hit, but
yeah, I don't think he was.
So you just take a strike.
Wouldn't have been a good play for a guy who can hit a home run and tie the game.
And he doesn't really run that well. Odd. Jock's had a great career. Got him. And Navarreto hangs on to the changeup for the out. And there's 2 away. Well, next series will be in St. Louis. And how about Ali Marmol's Redbirds this year? 42-35. Positive run differential. Kind of lingering over their last week and a half or so, but second place in the National League Central, trailing the Milwaukee Brewers. Everybody is. And Jordan Walker is having a remarkable season. He's got those 18 homers. And keep an eye on J.J. Weatherholt, the second baseman in that series. He could certainly start for the National League in Philadelphia. Bender will replace King. Langford will do the batting. He hit one 437 feet in his last trip to the plate, but he may not find as much success facing Anthony Bender in that wicked sweeper that we assume he'll be displaying here in his 34th appearance of the year.
Didn't see many sweepers in the SEC.
No. Langford shoots that into center. He got a sweeper.
That's how good a hitter this guy is. He saw first pitch sweeper. Wasn't Bender's best. He's trying to get a strike with it, but Langford was all over it.
It's interesting you mentioned that. Bender has a couple of different sweepers. He's got the get me over sweeper and then the wipeout one.
This was the get me over. See, right, really middle of the plate, even though it started inside, but middle of the plate.
That one did not go nearly as far as the last one for Langford, but he's at first. He can run. Josh Young takes a strike. So Bender started Langford with the sweeper that was clocked into center. Foregoes the sweeper here, and a sinker at 97 is in there. It's nothing at 1 on Young, who's 0 for 2. Langford goes. Navarreto with a fastball to second, not in time. 5th stolen base of the year for Langford. Bender maybe just a little too slow to the plate.
Yeah, a little bit, because it was a quick throw, quick release and throw by Navarreto. Just couldn't quite get him. Watch the jump. And you mentioned it, the Rangers don't run a lot. It's only the 37th stolen base of the year.
Yeah, and the 36 bases stolen coming into the game for Texas, 25th in baseball. Now they pick their spots. Nobody has got caught less on the base pass than the Rangers, but they just don't pick them up and put them down all that often. Well, the kiddos get loud here in Miami. In an 0-2 count with 2 outs here in the 6th. Marlins leading by a run. Bender kicks and fires, and he got him with a sweeper. Sayonara. Side retired, inning over, still 2-1 Fish. 6-7. No. We're in the bottom of the 6th. It's 2-1 Marlins on your Warner, Hoffman, Greg, and Garcia scoreboard. Kyle Stowers is facing Jake DeGrom. Fastball misses outside for ball 1. So DeGrom is facing the Marlins for the first time since 2021. Stowers 0 for 2 today.
We haven't really talked too much about it. We mentioned it the other night when we talked about DeGrom, of his chances when he retires to go to Cooperstown.
I think they're pretty darn good, Tommy.
I think they are. Just so many injuries over the years. I mentioned 9 starts between 23 and 24. A couple of Tommy John surgeries.
Yeah.
Forearm, shoulder issues.
Pretty resilient. Not that that's on the ballot. You know, the last time DeGrom faced the Marlins in 2021, he lost, went 8 innings and allowed 1 run, which was the story of his career in New York. 7, 8 innings, no runs, 1 run, no decision or loss. Stowers swings right through a fastball, and that for DeGrom now is his 6th strikeout of the day.
That was one of those games that we talked about earlier. 52 starts, 1 run, 1 run or fewer, and not picking up a win. He has the hardware as far as Hall of Fame credentials with the couple of Cy Youngs, ERA title, Rookie of the Year, 5-time All-Star.
I think he's got everything you need. Now, first ballot, no. I think it might take 3-4 years. I think he goes in after a handful of balloting seasons. Oh, Heriberto takes a called strike.
There will be those who will make comparisons because there is always talk when short careers come up with Sandy Koufax, who had maybe a 6 or 7 year window for the Dodgers. Sandy Koufax won 165 games and had a WAR of 53.1, which will be taken into effect by the newer writers, the guys who look into those numbers. DeGrom with 102 wins, and his WAR is a little less, 46.6, still really good. So there'll be some comparisons there.
Yeah.
Koufax's career ERA 2.76. DeGrom's coming into today 2.62.
Sandy went in 1972. Back-to-back strikeouts for DeGrom here in the 6th. I do find when we talk about this stuff, though, it's interesting. And here's another look at that rotten slider he just threw Heriberto.
Yeah, he got the slider right there, and he got Stowers with some heat. So he still has both pitches working.
It's interesting when you talk about DeGrom and Koufax. The criteria has seemingly changed so much as
dramatically.
the game has shifted.
Dramatically.
Like, it's going to be kind of crazy in the next 10 to 15 to 20 years as some of these guys now start to retire, and there might be some Hall of Famers, and there's DeGrom's accolades. You know, you really won't take into wins much anymore. You really won't take into consideration innings pitched because these guys don't last as long as they used to, or complete games.
But you know what? You're going to appreciate guys like Verlander and Scherzer.
100%. 100%. They're kind of the last.
Yeah.
Them and Tamiya, DeGrom, and maybe a few others, kind of the last of their kind. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just the game analytically has changed and gone in the direction where, you know, your best starters really sometimes don't even face an order for the 3rd time through, right? It's just that's how you win now. So it will be interesting in the next couple of decades to see what we now view as the criteria for Hall of Famers and what it will kind of transform into. It's kind of fun. DeGrom headed towards another quality start as Conine swings and misses, and Jacob DeGrom strikes out the side here in the 6th. He's got 8 strikeouts. Bender will stay out there and pitch for Miami. Allowed the single to Langford, but then he got the 3rd out of the 6th by striking out Josh Young with a sweeper.
How about Jacob DeGrom finishing the 6th inning? Maybe made the best pitches he's made all day, striking out the side.
Probably it for him at 90 pitches. Brandon Nimmo spins out of the way of ball 1. Sinker runs up and in on Brandon, who the Marlins have kept quiet tonight. He's 0 for 2. Nimmo, Berger, Duran, middle of the order. Top 7 of a 1-run affair. Man, oh man. That sinker was excellent. And he comes back with a slider.
See, that's what's great, that he can combine the sweeper with the slider. The sweeper a little more horizontal with bigger break, and the slider sharp down and in. That was a good slider.
And he struck him out with a sweeper.
Saw a little bit of everything. The two-seamer, the slider, put him away with the sweeper.
1 up and 1 down.
Kind of started this off the plate. For a moment, Nimmo thinks that maybe it's going to be a ball. Now he tries to react and couldn't get it.
Bender becomes the first Marlins pitcher today with multiple strikeouts. Berger waves and misses at a sweeper, 0-1. There's Michael Peterson, who is hanging out on top of the bullpen mound out there in left. Berger's 1 for 2 when he takes strike 2. Real quick, Marlins did make a move today. Dax Fulton was optioned back to clear room for Yuri. That's flown into right for Casey. 2 away. Well, Marlins fans, join us on Saturday, July 25th at 4:10 for the annual Venezuelan Heritage Celebration presented by Santa Teresa as part of the T-Mobile Heritage Series. Special ticket package includes an exclusive Venezuelan Heritage jersey. Get your tickets at marlins.com/Venezuela.
Beat the San Diego Padres in town,
who got a walk-off win courtesy of Manny Machado in the 10th inning last night.
all of a sudden, Manny's gotten hot.
Yeah, so too has Fernando Tatis Jr. Padres playing better. And again, the National League East standings, it's starting to tighten up a little bit. It's the closest divisional race in the National League. The Phillies are now firmly in the rearview mirror of the Braves. And the Marlins are 8 games back. Can the Braves withstand all the pitching problems? Maybe we're slowly getting our answer. 0-2. Absolutely nothing Duran was going to do with that. There's those Nash. How about that? The Phillies are 5.5 back.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's a tribute to the way they've been playing, and also the Braves have come back to the pack a little bit.
And Duran pops this sweeper into shallow center. Edwards has got it. And the side is retired. Stretch time here at Lone Depot Park. Let's head to the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Celsius. Bottom 7, Marlins leading the Rangers 2-1 in the rubber match today. Tyler Alexander is on to pitch for Texas. Alexander started game 1, went 1 inning. So he was the opener for Kumar Rocker, who then came on and showed us what a big league slider looks like. Marcy, Casey, Jimenez, a couple of lefties, pending changes, and there might be one on deck with Ruiz.
So I guess you could say Jacob deGrom then showed us what a Hall of Fame slider is.
I agree with you. 8 strikeouts today for deGrom, 6 innings, 2 runs, both earned 4 hits, in line for what would be his 5th loss of the year as Marcy swings and misses. If the Marlins can hang on to this 2-1 advantage. You'd like to think they can, because the bullpen has been so good. But a ways to go. Marlins still need 6 more outs. Marcy swings and misses. There's 1 away, and now a message from Werner Hoffman, Greg, and Garcia.
Winning doesn't just happen by accident. At WHG, we know every case is earned before you ever step inside the courtroom. WHG, preparation wins.
Out with the old, in with the new. Here is Esteury Ruiz pinch hitting for Owen Casey, who just missed seeing Jacob deGrom. Ruiz was the only active hitter on the Marlins roster that had ever seen deGrom before. And if you're curious about Ruiz's numbers against deGrom all time, 0 for 3. These are the situations where Asteri has been very good and where Clayton McCullough has often pulled the trigger at the right time.
Yeah, and especially if he gets on base, then you look for that stolen base.
Even with the lefty on the mound. Back-to-back changeups from Alexander, and has Ruiz off balance. Peterson will get the 8th. Osuna, Diaz, and Foscue due up for Texas. 1-2. Ruiz pops this up outside of first. Berger thinks he has room. He's got plenty, and there's 2 out. Marlins got a hit in the first, 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th. They've got 4 hits. They've got 2 runs, and they're going to see if they can make it stand, Hut.
Well, they got that big RBI double from Griffin Conine in the 4th, and a terrific at bat and RBI base hit from Xavier Edwards in the 5th inning.
Leo Jimenez walked in the 5th. He's behind in the count, 0-1. Alexander has come on and thrown a bunch of changeups and sweepers, a couple cutters and sinkers. That's knocked foul quickly, 0-2.
Quite a contrast after DeGrom and what he had.
98 from the right side with a good slider, and here's Alexander, the soft tossing lefty. That's what you call a change of pace. Alexander kicks and fires. Low and away. Clayton McCullough seeing if his boys can improve to 42-39 on the season here today. Remember, they started the year 5-1. If you're going to get hot, June's a good month to do it. And there is strike 3, but Jimenez will challenge. Let's see if Jimenez has a case. ABS powered by T-Mobile. And it is strike 3 by a whisker, and the side is retired. Still 2-1 Marlins after 7 at Lone Depot Park. Michael Peterson coming on when we return. Javi Sanoja at third, Asteri Ruiz in right. Michael Peterson is doing the pitching. Alejandro Ozuna will do the hitting, and he lays off a fastball from Peterson for ball 1.
Yeah, we've seen Michael Peterson come in and really light things up. He's done a nice job. He throws about 60% fastballs, a lot of fastballs and sliders, and generally that does the job. Especially stays right there. Got that one by Osuna.
He was 1 for 2 today. Singled in the 5th. And he shoots that just foul outside the bag at third. And it was just foul. Peterson tossed 2/3 of an inning in game 1 as he gets ready with a 1-2. And Ozuna may have just taken strike 3. We have a challenge coming from Brian Navarreto. The veteran backstop is saying to the Marlins dugout, I know this is a strike, and he is right. Wow.
Add to the list of things that Brian Navarreto has done today. Even though he has not gotten a base hit, things he's done in this game to be responsible. Picked off a runner, threw out a runner, dropped down a beautiful sacrifice bunt. Makes a great challenge right there.
Zuna pointing to his eyes, almost saying, "You knew that was a strike." Here's Elias Diaz. Here's something I think this conversation is going to start. If Liam Hicks comes back and he's hitting and Stowers is hitting and you have a bunch of guys going well, is there a conversation to be had to carry 3 catchers on the roster?
Boy, that's a tough one.
I have become more and more convinced the more I've watched Navarreto that the more big league time he gets here and there, somebody will pluck him if you DFA him and let him be your backup catcher. I think he's that good defensively. I just have to wonder if that conversation is one that'll be had. I might be wrong. I don't know.
I'll tell you where it would help. I think it would help Liam, especially with his back issues, as far as maybe not catching as much. It will free him up to DH and play a little first base. I like where your head's going in that one.
He's a perfect backup catcher to have on a young team. We'll see, because that conversation can start. It's not like Liam, unless there's a setback, it's going to be out a month, right? I mean, that he could certainly return on the road trip. Peterson with the 1-2, and he struck him out. Hey, Hut, I do want to, and before we continue with today's telecast and before we sign off, I did want to take a moment to send our thoughts and condolences to former Marlins team president David Sampson and to his family, who yesterday lost their daughter Kyra after a 9-month and 11-day fight with glioblastoma. There's a few of us left here who were given an opportunity to work for this incredible organization that is now in the wonderful hands of Bruce Sherman and Caroline O'Connor. But I can say for myself, David gave me my opportunity. Just wanted to make sure we didn't sign off today without at least acknowledging that, because that is heartbreaking. So on behalf of our crew and the entire Marlins franchise, our thoughts and prayers and condolences go out to the Sampson family.
Certainly prayers to their family.
Just an unthinkable situation. Nothing in 1 to count on Foscue, who takes a fastball for a strike. It's 0-2. Back-to-back strikeouts here for Michael Peterson in the 8th. Trying to strike out the side. Foscue battling, went way up the ladder to catch a piece of that heater.
That's what Michael likes to do. Michael Peterson likes to stay up. He's got enough heat where he can live upstairs with his fastball.
1 run, 5 hits for the Rangers. 2 runs, 4 hits for the Marlins. Top 8, nobody on, 2 out. The 0-2 missed outside.
A lot of guys have to stay downstairs, maybe in the basement with their fastball. Michael can live upstairs with it.
He can put it on display. He delivers again. And he struck him out with a good slider.
A nasty slider.
Michael Peterson strikes out the side of the 8th. Still 2-1 Marlins. Those cranes and those buildings get taller and taller. The hustle and bustle of Miami. It's becoming the city that never sleeps, I tell you.
Well, with World Cup going on, a lot of activity. Well,
thinking about our Scottish friends who will descend upon Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens tonight. They've been getting lathered up for this one for a week.
Our best to them. That's going to be exciting.
Well, here is Brian Navarreto, who's 0 for 1 today, but he is on this roster for a reason, and that's not necessarily his offense. They'll take whatever they can get. He did drop down a beautiful sacrifice bunt in the 5th. Yeah, he can hit a little bit, though. 23 games with Jacksonville this year, had a homer, 9 RBIs, even stole a base, hit a little over 200. Very much kind of that big league prototypical backstop profile. Great teammate, works hard, catches once or twice a week. 2-1. His bounce foul, but you could use these guys.
And you heard it when we were talking with Joe Mack earlier. Had Joe on headset, bottom of the 3rd inning. having been teammates with Brian in Jacksonville, talked about how he'd learned from him.
Yep.
Things he'd learned from him about catching.
I took exception to a multitude of things that Jacob deGrom did today, but that third inning when he was pitching way too quickly and we didn't get enough time to talk with Joe, really.
A longer conversation with Joe would have been a little more fun.
We'll do it again soon. Good eye, and Navarreto draws a leadoff walk. Kelly needs to go on the road and do one of her segments with Joe.
Oh, absolutely.
That'd be fun.
Absolutely.
You know he'd be down for anything. Young in at third. Edwards at the plate at the moment. His RBI 2-out or 1-out single in the 5th inning is the difference in this game. And there is Pete Fairbanks.
You know, if you're thinking about a pinch runner, right now there aren't a lot of options.
That is cracked on a line to second. The toss back to first is not in time. Navarreto had to scurry back. And he just did get back ahead
You
of
got Connor Norby on the bench and Joe Mack.
Yeah.
And you don't want to use your other catcher. You might want to say, Joe, you never know for an at-bat if the game were to go longer. Good job by Brian to put the brakes on and get back.
This is an AB here for Otto. I'd like him to find the seats and left. Start stamping that all-star case. And he thinks about dropping down a bunt for a hit.
Wasn't thinking along the same lines
he was
you
not.
were.
No. One and one. Lopez singled to right in the first, and he hits this in the air to left field. This is pretty deep punt. He did it!
You got your answer. You got your answer.
Thank you, Otto. It's all too kind of you.
Well, he really fooled him when he showed bunt. Tried to drop down a base hit bunt. Then he decided, well, the heck with that. I'll try to go deep for home run number 6. For base hit number 107. Home run number 6.
Trying to put this game on ice here in the 8th. A 2-run bomb after the leadoff walk by Navarreto. Cole Winn coughs up a homer. 4-1 Miami now. That thing went a long way.
Off the old cement mixer.
Oh, yeah. And he broke it down in a hurry. Get a good look. Get a good look, young man. And now Stowers carves one into left center. Langford can't get that. It'll go all the way to the wall. Stowers is not going to stop at second. He's thinking 3, and he slides in safely with a 1-out triple. After the 2-run homer. We got a lot to catch up on here.
Been a rough day, and you love to stay with it and do exactly what Kyle Stowers did. He struck out 3 times, stayed back on that breaking ball, gets it out of the reach of Langford, and he knows that's a deep part of the ballpark out there. And Kyle Stowers, when you have 1 out, this is a great opportunity to try to get yourself to third base in that situation, set things up for Hernandez, and the infield comes in.
A walk, a line out, a 2-run bomb by Lopez, a triple for Stowers, and in the blink of an eye, there may not be a save in it. But this is tapped softly towards third. Young's throw to first is in time by a whisker to get Hernandez, and there's 2 out. Well, the Otto Lopez home run means it's another Marlins home run for healthcare, brought to you by Leon Medical Centers. Each Marlins homer means a donation to the League Against Cancer, delivering free care in South Florida. He smacked that puppy a mile. It was a blast. A 427-foot home run means baseball fans score 2. Unlock your free 20-ounce Baja Blast by registering now at BajaBlastHomeRuns.com. Marlins are rocking and rolling again today. A rubber match. They lead 4-1. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Skip Schumacher will go to his bullpen. Let's take a pitching change break, and we'll be right back. Bottom of the 8th inning, and Otto Lopez 2-run homer has made it 4-1 Miami. Rangers going back to the bullpen. Well, cheers to America. Join us for a red, white, and brew celebration on Saturday, July 11th, when the Marlins take on the Guardians. Drink around the USA and sample 7 different American beers before the ball game. Get your tickets at marlins.com/brew. That'll get you feeling nicey for a game. 7 different samples.
They're small. They're small sizes, Kyle.
Oh, that's too bad. Well, if they're so small, maybe we could try. Robbie Alstrom is on for Texas. He's facing Griffin Conine. Alstrom pitched in game 1, pitched an inning. Conine today doubled home run in the 4th.
Yeah, Griffin's double tied the game too at 1-1. That was huge at that time.
Otto Lopez with 2 hits today, a homer. Edwards with an RBI single. Stowers has a hit. Conine with the RBI double. Casey with a hit. Unsung hero today for me, Navarreto, doing a little bit of everything.
Absolutely. Otto up to 340 now.
Swing and a miss. Side retired, inning over, damage done. A 2-run homer by Otto Lopez has given the Marlins a 4-1 lead for Fairbanks. Pete Fairbanks, who pitched last night, worked an inning, allowed a couple of runs on a couple of hits. Look at his save opportunities versus his non-save opportunities this season. And this is not much different for other closers out there who prefer to be pitching in these very contentious situations. Peterson took Pete deep with 2 outs last night. When he allowed the 2 runs last night, it all kind of unfolded with 2 outs.
Well, and it started after he'd gotten the first 2 outs as well. That's what was frustrating for Pete.
Peterson hits this high in the air to center field. He's done it again.
Goodness.
And he makes it 4-2. Fairbanks was some aggravated after the ball game last night. And Peterson takes him deep again. It's a leadoff shot here in the 9th. And I felt like I could read Fairbanks' lips last night. He was like, every ball they hit in the air was leaving the yard. And get out the sundial for Jock Peterson, who is just now touching home plate.
This time it was the slider that was a hanger. And Jock Peterson has, within 24 hours, faced Pete Fairbanks twice and taken him deep twice. Wow.
You could see exactly what he said. He said, no way. And here's Wyatt Langford. So with that homer, Fairbanks' ERA shoots up to 7.04 now. Now how big is the Lopez homer? I guess that goes without saying, huh?
Yes.
But worth mentioning. Langford pops it up. Yeah, there's one out. Nice bounce back for Pete after.
Yeah, still got a couple of tough hitters to go with Young and then Nimmo and then Jake Berger, if it gets that far.
Young is 0 for 3, and he waves and misses.
Yeah, Young can't wait to get out of Miami. He's 0 for Miami, 0 for 12 in this series.
You know what I like about Fairbanks, though? You cough up the homer, and he doesn't start to tinker. He doesn't start to just live on the edges. Just keep throwing 98-mile-an-hour heaters, please. It's really hard to hit. And now he's ahead of Young, 0-2. Who you just mentioned is ready to get out of this town. 0-2's coming back our way downstairs off to the right. Marlins had their 4-game winning streak snapped on Monday, but they're on the verge of bouncing back with 2 consecutive wins, looking to improve to 28-17 at home, and winners of 6 of their last 7 series. This is on a line to left, and Hernandez, who was playing in that bullpen bar and grill, comes on to make the catch for out number 2. Off the bat, I thought it might sink in front of him. I mean, he was nearly a step onto the warning track where he had him played. Kids are loving it. Ready to erupt. Brandon Nimmo drives a slider to center field and deep. Marcy's back onto the warning track with room, and the ball game is over. The Marlins take down the Rangers 4-2. Big homer by Otto Lopez in the 8th. The Marlins dropped game 1, but they win another series with back-to-back wins in games 2 and 3. Go nuts, Billy. And now the show goes on the road to St. Louis, Colorado, and Sacramento.
Well, let's start first of all. It was fun to see Yuri Perez out on the mound for the first time in a little while. He gave Clayton almost 5 innings, threw over 65 pitches, and threw the ball well. Got some nice swings off a future Hall of Famer, we believe, in Jacob deGrom. Big double by Griffin Conine in the 4th inning, then the base hit by Xavier Edwards in the 5th that drove in a run. But you're right, if not for that home run,